Dorks, Dorkheads, and everyone in between, and welcome to tonight's episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads. Just ignore the red text at the top of the screen there. That doesn't say anything. Don't rewind and read that. Do not!
It's Baja Blast Edition.
Do not rewind and read what that said. It's not important. What is important, though, is...
Baja Blast.
Yes.
Yes!
Our sponsor for this episode.
Hell yeah. Baja Blast it up.
I was gonna say... I got my sheet back! Hey!
Oh, I guess that's a thing. But...
Yes, so
Oh my gosh, right.
everything is back to normal this week.
I misspelled it, crap!
Baja Blast aside, that is not our sponsor. Stop lying to these people. Our real sponsor and longtime friend of the channel, Green Man Gaming, however, they would love to have your business of getting the good deals on video games and without screwing over people like G2A does. Because G2A does that. I have photographic evidence of it. Also, I once bought the sequel to Homefront over there just so we could do a stream, and then my key was mysteriously revoked shortly after that. Coincidence? Probably not. However, you know what isn't a coincidence? Foundry Virtual Tabletop is a damn good tabletop, and you should head to the link below for all of your virtual tabletop needs. We use Foundry Virtual Tabletop for everything on this show. Nicholas, you forgot something. And our other
I'm still trying to remember what it is. Is that just gonna become a running joke?
We're never gonna
but
know,
it's
though.
gonna be an infrequent thing that I'm gonna say now until you remember.
You mean frequent?
Infrequent. I can't say it all the time, it'll get annoying.
The answer is check your character sheet.
You threw me all off. Right. ForgottenAdventures.net. Head there for various stamps, such as this friendly-looking knight, or this, Grim Reaper, or this, what is this red thing down here?
That's a kobold.
That's what I thought. Or
There's
this,
also a crocagator.
that's a regular crocodile.
Crocodillo.
There's also,
A chicken.
I want to say that's a wyvern.
Nope, you're wrong.
And Trogdor.
The Burninator.
And, a plesiosaur. And many, 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 many more, with even more coming out every
Including
day.
a Baja Blast token.
Okay, not every day, and shut the fuck up about Baja Blast.
You can't make me.
I don't even like that drink. Ugh.
That is sacrilegious.
Whatever.
How dare you? The holy brew.
I
is
don't
not
even
good.
remember when's the last time I've had it.
Are we
because I
gonna
don't
have
go
this
to
fight
Taco Bell
now?
often.
Are we really gonna have this fight now?
I mean, the intro could be longer if you want.
No, this intro is of decent length. The fact of the matter is, we're still doing better than Critical Role.
Not. Anyway,
And we had Fawns in D&D before they did.
we have when?
We didn't
No.
really make it a character. Other than I think somebody said A. And that was
We
it.
had a Fawn party member before they did.
Uh-oh! Just ignore what I was thinking.
That I think no. I'm not
I mean,
entirely certain when
Actually, I am pretty certain about that. I checked.
I haven't seen an episode of any of it, so I couldn't tell you.
Fawns are finally
God,
becoming
I'm
more
going to
mainstream,
It's not
okay?
an
We have a
animated
fawn in Critical
series.
Role now. It's
Yeah,
a
I've
big
heard
deal.
about it.
Fern was in EXU, and I'm fairly certain EXU was coming out prior to the recording of Dungeons and Dorkheads. So
Were they a main character?
yeah,
Were they a main character?
Hunter left speechless. More at 8. Actually, it's past 8. At least in my time, it's past 8.
anyway,
Yes.
Hunter's shattered ego aside,
Fawns are more mainstream now. Shut the fuck up. We're getting out there. We'll be
Cool.
in 6th edition. Just watch. Anyway.
Dungeons the Dragoning 40,000, 7th edition.
Anyway.
Wait, when did 5th edition come out?
A while ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
Okay.
I believe they're now working on 6th edition.
I
You know,
well, I mean,
They are, but they're calling this next revision 5.5. But anyways,
Anyway, yeah.
there aren't a lot of splat books.
We're ready to get started here, and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass things over to my bitch boy over here, Steve.
And Sandra's dead.
That's the first time I've called him that, by the way.
Yeah, and
It
you
is
shouldn't
also
have.
the last time.
Oh, you better believe that'll be the last time.
Take a joke, my guy.
Anyway. So, once again, thank everyone besides Hunter for returning.
Why?
And, I am glad that we have made it this far. There is, many a fun time to be had coming up. This is the beginning of a new arc, beginning of a new age, beginning of new potential. And I am very excited for everyone to get into the new magic, mystery, and military warfare. We are now entering the war arc. So I hope everyone is ready to get fighting.
Cool. Can we pause?
Sure.
B's not actually here.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they will remember.
So, where we left off, there were hallways. And then there weren't hallways. Thank God, there are no more hallways.
Yeah, we could find another labyrinth to get stuck in
Because
again.
because the party found the stairs. One
correction,
thing led to
there are more
another.
hallways.
What?
There are more hallways.
Yeah, how did you get to your room if there
aren't
wasn't always?
those hallways.
I can fix that for
And
you.
then they
if you
found
want.
the stairs. One thing led to another. There was a hunting party, and there was a fortune cookie. Yada yada yada. You know how it goes. B's in charge of an orc town now.
Zach is in
I-
charge of Nork Town.
Yeah, Zach has been
What'd I
coronated.
say?
You said
It's been good.
I have not fully shifted back into D&D mode. Forgive me.
that's fair. You started the recap like, I don't know, 3 sessions ago. So
Well- With Zach now in charge of this orc town, he thought it would be a great idea to bring the circus to town, which is run by,
They?
unbeknownst to the rest of the party, the guy that rammed an airship into the Adventure Guild, who has a name, but I don't remember it.
He's also not a he. He's a they.
They're both
They're
they.
Whatever. Okay.
They're cool.
Anyway,
you don't know
They're
the
I
biological
made the
sex.
same mistake, to be honest, but
circus came to town, so the party decided that the next step was one that had to be purely made of logic. Drink heavily. Just drink until you go blind. Mom is scared. Then we had a bar fight. Then we had a good time after that. We went to the carnival. We played a few games. Sandra had a 25 in there somewhere. Yes, that was absolutely a crit. It was funny. And then everyone went to bed. And someone fucked with my salt.
R.I.P. What's the clown's name?
Yavis.
Yavis.
Good.
Thank you.
The best. The bestest clown. An inspiration to us all, even.
Also, looking back at the previous session, I realize I probably should have given that salt a fair bit more attention, and I will be following up with that during this session. Which
Glad.
starts the next morning.
So, as all of you begin rising from your slumbers, some a bit more hungover than others, you wake Nicholas, you having not drunken yourself under a table, nor truly overextending yourself. You manage to finish your meditation. It is a bit later in the morning than usual for you, but you are still sufficiently awake at about 5 a.m. while most of everyone is still asleep. With your keen perception, you can almost faintly hear loud dwarven snoring coming from down the hall. Nicholas, what would you wish to do?
Oh, most people will be asleep. I don't think orcs are up yet. Maybe just check to see what's around. So I'm pretty sure no one else is awake at this point.
So you take a look around your room. You see
That's... That wasn't what I meant. I meant take a look outside. Sorry, I should have specified.
So you look about your room, see your various personal effects. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Going and looking out the window, you can see the sun has not yet begun to rise. But already there is a little bit of hustle and bustle in the street. The very early morning risers beginning their day. Bakers making sure that their stoves are going, and the various merchants attempting to get the best spots for their stalls. You can tell that while some of the nightlife, one would say, the festivities that had gone late, that has not deterred some individuals from preparing for the hungover crowds and masses. Breakfast has to be served, and certainly those with the best wares, most available, are willing to make the coin. You, turning from the window looking outside, proceed to exit your room, and having a look down the hallway, the Capitol building seems more or less empty. You think that you hear some faint noises coming down from the way of the kitchen, as well as, now that you are standing in the hallway, the snoring of a particular dwarf is certainly more prominent. What do you wish to do?
Perfect. Oh, not. I need to remember what his name was.
Dothric?
Dothric. Yeah, Dothric definitely snores very loudly. Not too surprised, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go see if there's any job openings. Just a way to make coin, essentially.
So, you Where would you like to start that inquiry? You know that likely any person might be able to, grab a quick job bussing at the tavern or assisting a baker, but a person of your talent usually would be more suited for attending a library or some form of record keeping, but you're
Or I'll take a
uncertain.
library job.
Yeah, you're uncertain this town's potential of having a library. You do faintly recall that the shaman was the one who had most of the books, and
Oh,
their collection was not very large.
guess a record keeper would be it then.
So, unfortunately, direct jobs for bookish individuals such as yourself, not very prominent, but adventuring tends to be a more profitable endeavor. The downtime days more best spent preparing for your next excursion, though you found yourself within the interesting situation of assisting a war force. So, mayhaps finding a job might be something that could be potentially feasible, or attempting to get creative with one thing or another. You have a matter of hours on your hands.
I guess I'll look for a record keeping job because I'm pretty sure that's still important here.
If you take a suggestion, maybe Nicholas could talk with the shaman
That's a good point.
for a job.
Actually.
He's like really well connected.
I guess that would
You
be
can
the
do what
best
you want
thing.
though.
I guess I'll talk to the shaman to see if there's any jobs for people like me.
So, as you make your way to the shaman's quarters, the door is currently closed.
Guess not. What else could I be doing? I don't have any scroll paper. I don't have any money to buy scroll paper. So I'm pretty out of ideas. That was essentially why I was bringing up jobs and what. Oh, sure. I'll knock on the door to see if he's awake.
You knock on the door, and you, coming from the other side here, mildly tired. One moment, and you hear some shuffling, and the door opens, and you see a little bit of a tired-eyed shaman, a cup of some form of warm beverage sitting on his study's desk.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you this morning. I was just trying to find a job because I don't have anything else to be doing right now.
A job, you say? Well, depending on what work you would be interested in doing, we could always use a transcriber or translator. Something to expand our collection of books.
I guess I could take that.
You can see they're kind of rubbing the sleep from their face. They shuffle their way back over to their desk, sit down, let out a deep sigh, and they pick up their warm beverage and take a sip. And can I have you make an insight check?
Sure. Insight is a 6. I bet it's a good insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
solid.
It's not hard to read a room. While the shaman is tired, your astute observation and purveying of the room, the shaman looks as if they had been tossing and turning for a majority of the night and less woken up and more gave up on sleeping. There certainly seems to be something that they have had racking in their mind. You see a variety of what you would assume to be ritual materials scattered about as if something had been conducted earlier, as well as a journal with a quill and inkwell still fresh, some ink droppings on the desk itself, and you can tell from your keen elven observation that certainly he had been active fairly recently, and the thought of having something else be done is certainly helping ease his mind of whatever issue had been plaguing them.
Sorry, just is something on your mind? Sorry to say anything.
Currently, no, just was not able to sleep well. You said that you wanted to have some transcription work, correct?
Yes.
Right. I should be able to. We have some basic empty books and some stories that you should be able to either transcribe or translate, depending. With the, I don't think that your Orcish is, unless you've made an astounding amount of progress, I would assume that you're better with transcribing than translating at the moment.
I would say so, yeah.
I would be able to likely give you a couple of gold per book. If you are willing, I will be able to provide the materials for you.
Sure.
Right. They stand up and go to a shelf, and you can see that there are a manner of books and some empty journals. You are not unfamiliar with the routine of copying books so that the original copies can be maintained and the additional copies can be passed around to spread the wealth of knowledge. They hand you these materials and a handful of books to transcribe, and most of them are not very thick, but as long as you have the time, then certainly you will be able to crank this out with ease.
Okay. I guess I'll try to do it now.
Right. If you wanted to head to the lounge area, there should be ample space to do it there.
Okay.
They give you a nod, and as you turn to begin heading to the lounge, you can see that they have already begun looking away with that same perturbed look on their face of certainly something of great concern has been preoccupying their mind for sure.
Okay, so, is there a role I have to do for transcription? I would assume I have to do a role.
I'll say make like a dexterity with your proficiency bonus. Just for
dexterity with my proficiency bonus.
Yep.
1d20 plus. That would be a 3? No, it's a 2 because I don't have any dexterity.
All right, it's pretty slow going. The work is a little sloppy, but certainly you're able to make progress with the first simple book that you are going through. Not the best of works, but serviceable would be a word for it. But it takes a good portion of your morning, and after not terribly long, you do see Galley making her way into the lounge with a cup of what you could smell to be coffee in hand. It's floating next to her as she also is rubbing the sleep from her eyes and doing a bit of stretching, sitting at the bar counter, and as she passes by, she just gives a curt, "Aye, morning, Nicholas."
Morning.
And as time continues on, Sandra awakes and makes her way, depending. Sandra, I'm assuming you would probably try to seek out food of some sort.
I want to investigate my room.
Okay. When you wake up, you have a look around, and nothing seems to be terribly out of the ordinary. You had done your patchwork job of repairing your salt lines, but
Check my stuff. Is everything there?
yep.
Okay. Do I know if this place has like a housekeeping or something?
They certainly do, yes. The various house hands, the goblins, bugbears, hobgoblins, and orcs, they certainly, shuffle to and from the area. You've noticed that the linens are usually freshly washed.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's probably what it was then. I'm gonna assume that it's that for now and go get food.
as you head out, you notice the others currently gathering in the lounge and can begin hearing the beginnings of dinner, or not dinner, breakfast being set out within the main hall.
Hey guys, wild thought. You want to have dinner instead of breakfast today?
I mean, sure. Yeah, why not?
No, it's fine. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
I already ate a lot last night, so mainly cake. Way too much cake.
Galley just gives a small shudder as she takes a deeper sip of the coffee.
So is everyone up at this hour, basically?
A bit of time passes, and yes, once the breakfast has been set out, everyone finishes waking and gathering besides Dothric, who everyone can kind of still hear snoring.
I guess, can I see the stuff Nicholas is working on, or is it put
Yep.
away at this point?
You do notice that Nicholas is putting the finishing touches on the tome that they are transcribing, and you see just the stack of vellum and ink and various tomes.
So what you got going over here?
Are you writing a
Um,
book over here?
Yeah, trying to make some money. Currently have, well, none. So, I have to find something to at least get me something. So, yeah, transcribe me some books.
It's okay. You're a
okay.
poor boy, but we still love you.
Got it
It's
done
better than
bad
some of
idea.
the other wealthy cities I've heard about, where poor is not treated fondly.
Honestly, it isn't a bad idea. I might go see if I can bide my time, because we need to... We'll probably be here for a while anyways. Uh,
I still
am I
have
able
go
to
look at-
find the shaman guy?
So, as breakfast is more or less finishing being
Oh.
set out,
Hmm.
you do
Um.
see the shaman making their way into the main hall.
I get his attention and approach him. Might I have a word with you?
Whatever for.
You see, since I will be biding my time here a little bit, I was thinking that I might find a little bit of work. Do you know if perhaps the town guard needs help, or I'm not opposed to manual labor either.
Well, certainly the guard may need some additional training preparing for the upcoming war. We don't have terribly many able hands right now. Our army stands at, I would say, roughly 300 able troops. We currently do not have any functional scouts, and most of our troops are just standard foot soldiers. We have one small battalion of boar riders, but it's not much. Even the cannoneers are fairly green at their positions, as war hasn't been something that racked us for quite some time.
I kind of scooch into this conversation.
Aye, we won't be winning anything without scouts, especially if we're in.
That's
That
why Sandra
situation
scooted
like
over. I
this,
think she's interested.
Yeah, you said you had no scouts?
I was planning on speaking with you sometime later today. I take that you are one of a natural explorer, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, we do have need for one to assist in the training of the new scouting regimen. We were hoping to get information on Medcon and the Urgror invasion, but unfortunately we have not the proper aptitude to. The best we can have is the word of mouth of merchants who unfortunately have not the most recent of information.
Alright, well, I'm in.
Aye, I wouldn't be opposed to handing out pointers for the soldiers.
Yes, training would be useful. Also,
Yeah.
could also attempt to reach out to anyone that may have been a bit inspired by the festivities of last night.
Well,
See if they wish to join the
Recruitment campaign.
occult side of things.
I was wanting to speak with you, Chieftain, regarding our...
You want to talk about the tentacle, don't you?
What?
You want to talk about that
The what?
thing?
Oh,
Yeah, let's get to that as soon as possible. Jesus,
You alright?
good. By the I don't even know what that was.
You alright?
Well, I
have a hangover, and I saw some things last night.
We're all
Aside from the
hungover.
clownery.
You saw a tentacle last night? Never mind.
well,
I'm just gonna continue writing my books.
I'm not
Well.
sure if that was the Fago or omens, but
no, the visions that you had certainly they had been plaguing me for a time as well. There's something disturbing the ancients.
should
Something
we
that
take
is
this more privately?
on the horizon. Well, that would be up to your discretion, Chieftain.
What's convened in my chambers with those of the party willing to join in once we're done eating. I think maybe a bit more transparency with them would be necessary since they're basically who I'm relying on at this point, aside from
Do we have a
loyal.
war
those
room
loyalists such as
that
yourself.
where we can do this?
Actually, yeah, do we have a war room? Zach just immediately tilts towards the shaman.
Well, he motions towards the table that Nicholas has more or less taken with the piles of books. This used to be the war room. It's been many a day since, and as you can see, it has been a bit transformed. If you would wish, we can get the map of our lands laid out. We might have to go rummaging for a more up-to-date map, but once we have the scouts trained, we'll be able to
Fucking fine.
map out their advancements. But that might be something for after breakfast.
Seeing to getting that done.
I will use some coin of the coffers to get that commissioned.
Of course. Let's not get let's not get taken by surprise here.
But first, breakfast.
Yes.
The shaman proceeds back to the main chamber where breakfast has been prepared at the long table. You can see that sitting on the far side is Yevis themselves. They appear to already be preparing a plate for themselves. They have a bit of tired in their eyes underneath the makeup.
I guess then maybe I should have.
Yes?
I guess I'll breakfast. I don't know what to have though, because everyone else is eating.
All of you make your way to the breakfast nook where there are a variety of sweet rolls and sweet potato cakes and a variety of sweets as well as some eggs of some creature that you're not entirely certain, but there are also a variety of cuts of ham and slices of bacon freshly prepared, the meaty aroma sizzling through the air.
I guess I'll have a potato cake and have some water with it.
I'll try the eggs, but I'm not eating in the same room as Yavis.
Meat covered in as much honey or sweetener as possible.
You are able to get essentially what would be a form of maple syrup carafe, but it's just filled with honey.
Nice.
There has been a amount of honey stored since the import of mead and production of mead has been fairly popular in these parts. So you are able to honey all of your ham and bacon and pancakes and about everything else. The sweet rolls already are covered with a cinnamon frosting.
Good. Meat and sweet. That's all Zach needs.
You notice that Yevis has a similar style plate, a lot of sweets. No meat, though. And it's fairly juxtaposed as you... Normally when you see Yevis, they're fairly, high energy, a bit of a crazy look in their eyes. But they strangely just seem like everyone else right now. A little bit tired, getting some breakfast. And while some of you are mildly concerned with the existence of this individual. Strangely, they seem more human now than ever.
You good there?
Hmm?
Tuckered out?
Yeah, it's throwing the
Yeah.
carnival's a bit much, especially with all of the requests that you threw out there. But we managed to get it going.
Put on a great show.
Glad you liked it.
Oh. Zach starts immediately just tearing into their questionable meat pile.
Yevis is taking the time to cut up one of the sweet rolls and savor it, as opposed to, violently devouring it. But you can see the shaman galley, and there's a noticeable lack of Dothric, as you can still hear the snoring coming from the hallway.
I wonder if he'll be upset if there's no meat left.
I don't think that would be possible.
Don't know, maybe it's better if we just let him sleep. Usually is.
I assumed that would be the most ideal. The servants have been informed not to enter that room.
He gets grumpy when he doesn't get his sleep.
Yes, we needed to recently speak to a carpenter, as we need to repair one of the walls of said room, as there is currently a tankard embedded in it.
Oh, Barobus. I'm sorry about that. I'll consider that out of my tab.
Don't you worry about it. We cannot charge a close friend of the chieftain.
If it's a bit bigger, maybe. But, yeah, I think we can let it slide if it's just a tankard for now. Come on, Dorthric, don't, tear down the whole place.
Oh, you see, we come from a lot less formal background. So, it explains his rowdiness.
I mean, you come from Granite Keep, don't you?
Aye.
Yeah, those walls are mostly made of stone. Yevis knocks on the wooden table. Not exactly as hardy of material here.
Aye, he's a bit rougher on the furniture.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a dwarf still manage to barrel through a stone wall before, but, a little more rare.
I wouldn't put it past Dothric myself.
Yeah. Honestly, drunken dwarves are something that, anyone can be a bit scared of.
Aye.
Yevis proceeds to down the rest of their coffee and just give a satisfied exhale, which blows some steam into the air. It's a bit colder of a morning, and it's one of those days that's starting a bit cold, but if you light the fires, then by the time everything is warmed up, the interior will be a bit too warm. So, at the current moment, you see the chieftain is just a little bit bundled up. Well,
Vibing.
so, chieftain there, bud.
Hmm?
Is there anything else that you'd need from the carnival before it finishes moving out?
I was thinking of seeing if we could train some of the new potential recruits. See if we can get them into the more occult side of stuff, aside from just drinking and not looking into things a bit more.
I mean, I myself can stick around for a little bit if you want. That's not going to be that much of a problem, but, main act still has to travel a bit.
Of course,
So,
the troop always travels.
of course, the road's the main life. Show must go on. And Yevis holds out their mug for a servant to refill it, and then you see that they wave their hand, and the serving pitcher of honey slides all the way across the table into their grasp, and they just start dumping honey into the coffee.
See if we can't teach some fighters new tricks. Bleh. Oh gosh.
Well,
Do we have any more coffee?
the servants are quick to make their way over towards you and refill your mug.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, don't expect that they'll learn how to juggle in a single day. You know that one already.
Yeah. Yep, done and on.
It takes a clown a little while to be a trapeze artist, so don't think I learned those tricks in my first couple of years.
See if we can get them to hear the honking, though. That'd be a bit introductory.
Oh, certainly. They'll learn their hammer space soon enough. But for now, we just gotta... They just give a tired sigh and continue rubbing the side of their face. It's very obvious that Yevis is quite tired.
Clown exhaustion.
Clown exhaustion.
What's everyone else doing?
Orvid's just eating his breakfast before he gets ready to basically head out to help train the troops.
Did you mean today?
Yeah, like today. Did I not say today?
I think we've kind of given as soon as that comes available. Once we're done getting ready, it's like we got some preparations to do.
I got one thing I need to do today.
Well, hop to it then.
I'm on the other side of the room, by the way, in a corner far away from Yevis.
Yevis has not the entire time of having breakfast even given a look at you, Sandra.
Good.
As terrified as you are of Yevis, they don't it's almost as if the clowny shenanigans are completely removed, and while they are tired and recovering from a eventful last couple of days, they just seem as normal as Zach on some mornings.
I'm good here.
Gosh, you're weird.
You're weird. How are the eggs, by the way?
You, while eating the eggs, it's hard to kind of put your finger on it, but first of all, it needs salt. Second, it's almost like buttery in a way, like as if the eggs had a good amount of butter already mixed into it, but it doesn't have the a roasted lard taste. It is just a satisfying scrambled egg that, I mean, satisfying is not exactly the right word because it definitely needs salt.
All right, I go and get the salt.
You're gonna walk back into your room and grab some salt.
You know what?
Good
yeah,
lord.
sure. Why not?
Right off the floor. Yum.
It's salt. It's
Mm.
sanitary.
Floor salt.
You grab a couple of pinches of floor salt and sprinkle them onto the eggs.
Obviously,
it
while
definitely makes it
maintaining the
better.
barrier.
There's no
Oh,
way
of
that doesn't
course.
have dirt in it. But I approve of these clownish shenanigans.
As you walk out of the room, Yevis looks at Zach. Is that goat really, like, always this weird?
I'm a fool.
Every time, all the time. It's part of her charm.
So, she always has a stick up her ass like that?
That, sometimes. You
I
get
mean,
cannons involved, she certainly shines up to that at least.
The party has not seen Sandra smile once.
she knows that
Quick, someone
makes
tell
her,
a joke.
she knows that makes her a really easy target for pranks, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think she does. She puts up warnings, not that anyone listens, but
Last I checked, her room was lined with salt. Like, I asked for some salt, and one of the servants said that she took all of it and poured it around her room. Why?
Did I hear him say that?
No, you are in a completely different room. You did not hear Yevis say anything.
Interesting. When was Yevis in my room, I wonder?
I think she's just
Salt doesn't prevent
a
clowns
little
from going
bit
into your room.
wary
Decided
of
they aren't
clownery.
mythological beasts. Who would have guessed?
It does keep things fun, though.
I
It means I have to keep
specifically
her on her
put up a
toes.
no clown sign.
Well, I do hope that that goat keeps you entertained. You have an interesting group with you, and I mean, I can't say I'm envious of the task the Honk Mother has given you, though I can't very much understand how much of it is truly the Honk Mother's doing and how much is just the fate of the world. Crazy things happen here and there, but Yevis gives out a pretty loud yawn, covering their mouth at the back of their hand. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's... You got a lot in front of you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Yevis puts a fork in the last piece of sweet roll and pops it into their mouth and like looks across the table at Galley. Just as soon as eye contact was made, Galley just... You can see the like concern shiver up her spine as she slowly turns and angles her body away from Yevis and continues sipping on coffee. Yevis just smirks. Right. Well, Chieftain,
Hmm?
Once you have had your fill, we do need to speak about troop placement and war preparations.
Of course. I'll head over as soon as possible.
Right. I will be speaking with the servants about making the lounge room back into the war room, if that is what you would wish.
Very much so. We need somewhere to plan all these things.
Then it shall be done, my chieftain. The shaman stands and makes their way over towards the lounge room. Yevis sighs, stretches, you can hear the cracking of limbs, and then they stand up and proceed to do a singular cartwheel, extending their arms out after they land. They spin on their heels around and look at you, Zach, the familiar grin crossing their face. Right. I think it's time for me to say goodbye to the others and figure out where you want me after that. For now, I'll be around, so have fun, Zach. They give you a wink and proceed out the front of the Capitol building.
Wish it could be so cool.
So, was there anything anyone else would wish to do in the meantime?
I gotta get to the magic shop.
I am good.
I guess I'll continue writing more books.
Today is the day.
Yeah, when I have the chance, I'm gonna just head to where they're training the soldiers to try to lend a hand out there.
So, while so the I guess starting with Nicholas, you easy enough make your way back into the lounge area, soon to be war room. You kind of have to move most of your stuff over to the bar, but easy enough. There's still sufficient light there, and the servants make sure to have a carafe of coffee available for you if you would like, or a pitcher of water if that would be more your taste. And the easy enough, you can continue your work transcribing. With Sandra, as morning kicks into high gear, you are able to begin making your way towards the
Magical Mystery Emporium of Wonder or something.
Mystic Magic's Emporium. Was there anyone else that wanted to go to the Mystic Magic's Emporium with Sandra?
Join me.
Sorry. Oh,
I
no,
suppose there's
I'm
some
in
time, though.
Yeah,
Eh.
Zach, don't you need a skull too?
I mean, it's being made. Actually.
You're in the market for a summoning token?
It should be done by now, probably. Like, maybe they've sent it off to him. I'll check with you.
And I gotta sell a cloak of bellowing.
Sure, but yeah, I want to see if I can get everyone together for the discussion with the shaman later. But I'll join you for this, sure.
You also haven't sold those wands.
No, I handed him over.
Oh, well, maybe check in on that.
Yeah. Anyone else? No. No.
I'll pass
Yeah.
on the.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write more books just so I can at least have some sort of income.
Right. We'll reconvene in whenever.
You do know I gotta go boot camp a load of scouts after this, right?
Yeah, but we should probably talk with the shaman about where the fuck the boot camp scouts are.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm gonna go train people, but I gotta talk with them first, so... Now you gotta...
Orvid, you get directions from the shaman to where the barracks are and begin making your way there. So Zach and Sandra, you make your way over to the Mystic Magics Emporium. So, as the two of you proceed into the Mystic Magics Emporium, you hear the familiar jingle of the unseen bell and the shopkeep turning from their shelves proceeds to give you their charismatic smile in their familiar flamboyant outfit. Hello and welcome to the Mystic Magics Emporium. Chieftain, you've returned, and Sandra, if I do remember the name correctly.
Yeah, that's my name. That I never
Right.
told you.
No worries, I heard it a number of times. But I do have your commissions ready here.
Ooh.
And Crindis walks behind the counter and proceeds to lift up a tray that has both the gilded acorn and the gilded skull that were requested.
Hey. Thanks for that.
You mind
Any
if
luck
I,
with them wands?
You mind if I test it out?
Oh, if you would like, please do it outside of the shop, but you may test it, as long as you have the chieftain's permission, of course.
I look at
Try
the
not to
vendor.
hurt anyone, Sandra.
Okay, I'll be right back. And I grab the acorn, run out the front of the store. Alright, and I mutter a few things to myself, and I cast... What's this called? Summon Beast. Form of a... Let's go with a falcon.
Alright, so...
And I have your bestial spirit stats right here.
So...
I've been waiting for this.
As you... Okay, it is just one action. So, as you proceed to focus on this acorn, you recite the incantations, and extending your hand, you see apparating and soaring forth a falcon. What is the coloration of your magic?
Let's go with blue.
So, you summon forth a darker blue spiritual falcon that soars from your hand into the air, and it does a quick soar around, encircling the building, and then coming back and landing on your extended arm.
Cool. Zach, the reason I said blue is because that's what we have tokens of.
Honk.
Alright, I head back inside.
Do you keep the summoned bestial spirit?
Do you want me to?
I mean, that's up to you.
Do you want to?
I mean, it's a spiritual bird. It'll last for an hour.
Little bird friend.
Do you want to keep the bird as you walk back into the store?
Sure, why not?
Okay. You walk back in with your bird perched on your arm.
It worked.
Oh, nice.
Right. Anyway, yes, so, Chieftain, that pile of wands, Yes, that was mostly useless.
Yeah, I thought as much.
I spent a number of hours, and the only thing I really have to show are those couple of scorch marks on the wall there. And they point, and you can see a variety of small scorch marks.
Oh jeez, I hope nobody got hurt.
Oh, no, those things, they don't really have much to do as long as you're not, a mouse. But, yes, most of them did not even survive the initial testing procedure.
Shame. Oh well.
What about my...
Sorry to have burdened you with that then.
What about my cloak?
The cloak?
Yeah, the cloak, and I pull the cloak back out.
Yes. The cloak. I should be able to take that off your hands. How much were you looking for?
I have no idea.
Right. 50 gold?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. They reach under the counter and place 5 silver as you place the cloak of billowing on the table.
You say 5 silver? What?
Platinum. 5 platinum.
Okay.
Similar colors.
It's true, yeah. Also, did you want me to burn a spell slot for that test fire?
I mean, technically, yes, but at the same time, it's not like I'm planning on having you do a dungeon crawl today, so...
I'll just keep this blank.
Okay.
It's ultimately not going to matter, I just wanted to make sure it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It certainly does. You have the spell component.
I have a bird.
Alright, now is there anything else I could assist either of you with today?
Not off the top of my head.
I think we're good for now.
Well,
Thanks
if there's
for the
nothing...
schoolwork.
Of course, Chieftain, and if there wasn't anything off the top of your horns there, then I do wish both of you a good day.
Oh god, same to you.
He gives you a respective nod that is a small bow, and you both exit the shop. Was there any other errands that any of you wish to run?
So, Zach,
Yes?
what summon did you get?
Summon undead.
We fight enough of those all the time.
Might as well get one of them to help us, though, right? Plus, it's going to be completely under my control. Not unlike some of the other tricks I could have picked up. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the clown's a necromancer.
I
I mean, I could have summoned demons, but then that probably would have just backfired and had it kill us. So, nah.
I could get a bear with this.
I also have animate dead.
You got a bear,
Clerics,
I got
am I
a
right?
skeleton. We're good.
Just so ridiculous that cleric can learn that.
Well, it summons a lot of things, actually. A bird, fish, bear.
If it's anything like mine, it's like some basic form, right? It's like mine's there's ghosts, something rotting, skeletal
Mine-
friends.
I might be able to get a whale.
Actually, I don't have a ghost. I have a small or medium skeleton / zombie. Sorry.
I might be able to get a whale with this, actually.
Should we head back, or you got anything else you want to do?
I have nothing else to do. I need to look up what this spell exactly does.
Hmm.
My mind is spinning.
Let's go back and see if our shaman has anything they want to tell us about whatever the fuck I saw.
There's another Tasha's Cauldron thing.
Whoa. I didn't
Hello?
know I had that. Ooh, that's a really good level 3 spell.
Yeah, this is Tasha's Cauldron.
Bill. the as the two of you return, the making your way back into what is to be the war room. You can see some of the servants shuffling some chairs around and getting just an area generally ready. The shaman waiting for you in the war room gives you a nod and inquires, is there anything that I could assist with?
Suppose we're back to listen to the further disclosure on what else we could learn about these visions we've been, and I've now been starting to share with you.
Also, where are these scouts I'm supposed to be training?
The scouts you would be able to find at the barracks where your compatriot Orvid is.
Cool. You need me around for this?
I mean, if you want to learn about it, I mean, you did seem like you wanted to be let in on stuff a bit more.
Wait,
I'll stick around for a minute.
Oh yeah, Steve, by the way, Nicholas is just working in this room, isn't he?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure on that.
okay. I was gonna bring up maybe the teachers here to help us learn Orcish.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that too. Let's discuss the important stuff first.
Right. Well, yes, we have got in contact with a teacher who would be able to assist you with learning Orcish, but you're wanting to first speak about the visions that we've been having. So,
Nods furiously.
well, I guess to start, this is something that over the past couple of almost weeks now, there have been a number of strange visions when I had been communing with the ancients. Something certainly seems to be disturbing them. While specifics are not given, there have been at least some repeating themes. If I do, during the ritual where you were communing with the ancients previously, you had at least witnessed parts of what I had been seeing.
I'm not sure what I saw, but it definitely brought me out of it by the end there.
Yes.
How many weeks exactly would you say this started again?
Unfortunately, I think it has been somewhere between 3 to 5.
Get out of character. How many weeks has it been since we met up with the Arcanist Xanthus the Ascended?
I was just gonna ask that.
Probably roughly, like, I would say 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, Zach's
but
gonna go with the gut instinct of probably not my fault.
maybe.
Probably.
Can't
alright.
know that for sure, though.
Okay, interesting. Do you have any idea what the source of this is, or is it just a mystery?
Unfortunately, when communing with the ancients, I was not able to get anything more than that there's a great threat on the horizon. Whether it be some form of premonition or a more direct threat. Normally when dreams or communions have a singular theme and do not return, it is a insinuation of what might be to come. But with this, looking into the spirit world,
there is certainly something out there. And what it is, it's scaring everyone.
Are others sharing these? Or when you say everyone, have you shared this with others, or are others getting these visions as well?
No, I had been hoping that it was temporary. It would come to pass, and once the previous chieftain had returned, then the tides would have turned. I was anticipating it was an omen for the coming war, but at this point, I unfortunately do not think that that is entirely accurate unless there is something more than meets the eye with the other army.
Out of character, when did Zach destroy Steadfast? How long ago was
Oh,
that?
fuck.
That's like about...
That's about when we met
2
Arcanist the
weeks.
Ascended, though.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
2 or 3 days after meeting the Arcanist.
Yeah. We're probably Gucci on that, maybe. Maybe.
There are a
Though Eclipse has been active before that.
There are a number of things that it could be that we have been directly involved with, Zach.
Mm,
You
Okay.
opened a portal to hell.
okay, that happened around the same time that another individual was met,
You
and
teamed
that
up
was
with-
outside the time frame of when his visions
you
began.
teamed up with a lich.
Yes, and she was cool,
You cohorted.
and she was
you cohorted
willing
with
to
a
help
clown-
deal with our issues.
You cohorted with a clown that blew up the Adventure Guild.
All right, that's meta knowledge.
Yeah, that's meta knowledge. You shouldn't actually
Ow.
know that.
You told us that.
Nope,
You
Zach never told
didn't.
you that.
You said a clown blew up the airship.
I said a clown blew up the
Yeah,
airship.
he never said who the clown
I never
was,
said we teamed
though.
up with the clown who blew up the airship.
You
Yeah.
didn't immediately stab him, so I assume coercion.
He, to be honest, the clown could have just instantly disappeared before he could have any way of attacking the clown.
Out of character, is Nicholas just shouting this from across the room?
No, I'm nearby. Steve literally said I was nearby.
I thought this part was just out of character since it's like, as far as I'm aware, not exactly character knowledge.
No,
for
we went
Sandra.
back into conversation when I called you by name.
So,
I guess.
to kind of explain the room right now, the bar is how the lounge room was set up. It's a bit rectangular in shape, and against one of the walls, in about the middle of the room, is the bar. And originally the table that had been just kind of like the writing desk / card table, it has been picked up and moved to be placed in the center of the room and surrounded by chairs. So you're actually standing relatively close to Nick.
Okay.
So I will say at this time, Orvid, you have found your way to the barracks, and as you're attempting to ascertain exactly what is going on, you see there are a number of orcs that they seem fairly ragamuffin almost. They, some of them are wearing armor. A lot of their weapons are, dulled with time. Some of them are a little bit pockmarked with rust. And it is, this is certainly a group of soldiers that have been not on duty for like years. Like the standing army is nothing.
My dwarven eyes just kind of like almost tear up a little bit from seeing just the disrepair of all these axes and hammers.
Rip.
Just physically makes him a little sad to see.
Mhm. Yeah, you probably have a unit's worth of orcs there. A couple of bugbears are mixed in, but not a bow in sight besides the crossbows that the wall guards who are, nearby the cannons. They have crossbows that you see aren't even loaded, and it is like very much a unprepared group. They need to be whipped into shape, and
Alright, I guess I'll try to find who seems to be relatively in charge.
so how when you look around, there isn't really anyone who's like obviously in charge.
Alright, I guess I'm going to call out just generally. Now who's the leader of this militia we got going? I've come down here to give a hand.
They kind of look between each other. You see like five of them are sitting around are sitting around a handful of crates with a deck of cards, and they kind of look at each other and then look back to you, and you can see one of them just like sliding a tankard slightly out of eye view, and they say, you want to speak with Bento? He's in the watchtower there."
Aye. And he turns to go to the watchtower. But he does take a moment to look back and say, "Save me a seat for that game you're playing over there, and I might join in a bit."
Sounds good. Make sure you have a bit of coin.
Aye. So he heads off to the tower.